Hello, hello. Do we have liftoff? Uh, Sounds like everything is live. Took a long time to get YouTube up and running, which was massively annoying. Hello, hello, hello. New, new looking stream. I spent a lot of time on this today. Hopefully, it looks significant step up from my last couple of streams. Hopefully, the sound quality is a bit better. I'm still using the shitty headset. Oh, I actually don't want to delete that. There we go. Yeah, I tweaked some things in the settings with the microphone, so hopefully it sounds a bit better, a bit louder. I realised that it comes across quite quiet usually, so hopefully that's a bit more sorted, at least I hope. So, I don't know if any of the chats are working, I guess I should double check that. Send a message in YouTube. Send a message in Twitch. Twitch chat's appearing, so YouTube should. I hope. YouTube is sometimes delayed, so as is always, I actually was in control of the timing of the stream, and I went into a call with someone, and then suddenly run out of a lot of time, so I was panicking and had to rush to get it done. I should always plan my streams like a little bit in advance, maybe a day in advance, at least that way I'm not rushing around. But my life wouldn't be the way it was if I was organised. Play some music. I noticed no YouTube chat still. Gonna double check that it's enabled on my end. It says it's activated. Okay. It's having a problem at the moment. So, oh, there we go. Okay, it's coming through. I just saw that. A little bit delayed, but what can you do, eh? I'm gonna put the YouTube window in as well, just so I can see it on my screen at the same time. Not the most straightforward ways of doing things, but I think that is the best way of doing it anyways, for now. So yeah, the stream should be looking a lot, what's the right word? Better. Better is the right word. Gonna test, haven't actually had a chance to test this yet. So that's not too bad. I mean, I haven't actually played with the colors, etc. So could do a bit of work there. A bit shaky actually, but I don't know. There's much I can do about that. Let me see if I can tighten down the thing just so it doesn't move as much. Should be a little bit better. I decided to. So I got this bar ages ago. I'm a bit funny when it comes to like it coming up on screen. I don't really like that. Like you can see this long bar here. But the method I was using before was just too awkward. It was like using a clamp to come over my setup, and if I had to pull the table out, you wouldn't be able to see the setup properly. So decided to use this. It's better, I think. At least it's better for getting the shots. You can see the table a bit easier. A bit shaky. That's the only compromise I guess I have to make. Work to be done there anyway. Just trying to use whatever I've got available to make this an accomplished setup. More accomplished than most of the time, I guess. Let me crank the music up a bit. It's probably a little bit too quiet. bit loud in my ear, but I can turn that down. So yeah, that's the top-down setup. I was meant to enable another kind of setup where you can see me more predominantly. In fact, let me improvise. I'm going to do it now. Let's do this and then shrink that. So we got the two different options. Oh, that is not what I meant to grab. So you can see me, and you can see the top down of that. It's shorter range at least. Yeah, that's something I've been working on. I think the overall shot looks a lot better as well, if I do say so myself. Using my iPhone, which looks a lot better than, I can't remember what I was using last time, on a tripod. It's not the most convenient setup per se, but it will do, I guess. Let me... I want to make myself bigger on my own screen. I don't even know if I can do that. Let's move you out of the way. There we go, that's better. I can now see properly on my stream as well. So the build today, I got a very, I'm not gonna say a treat necessarily, but in here as a sample product, I mean, I've kind of given away what it is in the title, but I actually need to grab a box from downstairs, I think. Maybe 2 boxes. Let me just go do that. Be 2 seconds. Hello. Just double checking something. So, RAM. I think this is one of the reversing fans. That's a forward fan, which I don't want right now. I think I've got a bunch of reversing fans, but in usual me fashion, I've misplaced them, I think. Ah, maybe I actually put them in the drawer ready for them to be used, thinking about it. Yep. Sometimes I do put stuff away when I'm meant to. Reverse. Reverse, reverse. Let's go. There we go. Just making sure I've got everything, which I'm pretty sure I do. We want 3 reverse fans. That's forward facing, so I'm going to get that off the table. So, I think the star of the show, so to speak, is going to be this one today. Mostly just using it for the office PC. I've kind of agreed to kind of sample it and test it. So that's kind of where I'm starting with it. Should we do a reveal? Just trying to think if I got everything. Pretty sure I have. Some stuff I will probably install and maybe change at a later date. I think I might take my jumper off though. It's really warm in here. We'll see. Okay, so crank down the volume a little bit more on my own head. I'm gonna try and do this as steady as possible because I guess if I lock the table, that might help a bit. Don't know that can be helped. You know what? I'm gonna take my jumper off. Keep pausing already, I know. But give me 1 minute. I'm going to just gonna change out this jumper and t-shirt. Just trying to get this to not move. It's gonna be possible, to be fair. Saying that, it's not tightly screwed, so a bit more torque maybe. It's better. It's better, it's less juddery, I guess. Definitely need to work on the colouring here because look at my hands, they look pale as hell. I mean, they are pale as hell, but that's just my skin complexion, I guess. Yeah, be 2 seconds. We're going to change my jumper. Thank you. Would have been talking to myself for a lot longer if you hadn't mentioned. Hey, Dilly. Thank you for letting me know. I just talked for a good 5 minutes there or so. Shit, I guess I better recap. So I've got a AMD AM5 B850 motherboard, which is from, you can probably guess in the title, from Maxsun. This is their first B850, and they've asked me to test this personally. So this is pretty much like a sample board, I guess. It's missing an I/O shield, and it's not even got a product box. This is so fresh. So they've asked me to test it, so I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to give this a run in my my office PC. Doing alright, just working, and needed some good background noise. Well, hopefully my voice is soothing enough. Me just talking bollocks for 3 hours. Thank you for coming along. Don't know much about computers, but just how to play on them. Well, if you watch me, you can learn how to not build them properly. You can take tips on how slowly I end up building them, and do the opposite if you ever build your own. Got this cool mod till the other day. Better than with the dum-dums I work. I know that feeling. Yeah, so I treated myself to I say a fancy dancy multi-tool. I just got this from Lidl for about $5, but it's got all the bells and whistles and the cutting knives, which is all important. So I've got that ready to do some work. So I guess I'm going to switch to. I wonder if I should just do product shop without me in the way. God, the colouring is kind of terrible, but I'm just gonna have to live with that for now. Me duplicate this, and then we're gonna move my face from this shot. I have a dull pair of wire strippers at work that I call the wire stretcher now. What do you do for work, if you don't mind me asking? So, it's going to say big reveal, but the product box is not going to be quite what you would expect, and it's upside down. So yeah, not a B850, not a B850. How do I? God, I need to kick him off, but for some reason I can't do it directly from OBS. I've got to go directly into Twitch, I guess. That's annoying. Oh, okay. How do you find that? Is it complicated? I mean, the process sounds complicated. I suspect they've probably got it down to a T at this point. So, this motherboard is not a B550M, contrary to belief, but apparently they haven't even got a product box really yet. So, I must admit, I've already had a sneak of this motherboard. Yeah, it looks kind of nice. Nothing to it really. I wonder if I can show it closer to the camera. Annoyingly, yeah, no. I really wish all companies would start doing their own already on I/O shields, so I don't have to input my own. That would have been nice. Yeah, quite a nice looking board. Only 2 slots for DDR5, thankfully. Most people only use dual channel anyway, thinking about it really, but would have been nice to have 4, I guess. VRMs look good. This shield thing is kind of interesting, and like the VRM going over the top, it looks kind of premium. I just wish they would have the IO shield to complete it off. Yeah, no worries. So, just having a look further, they've got a M.2, of course, because every modern motherboard needs one of those. Just seeing if they got RGB this time, because they didn't previously. Ah, they do. That's excellent news, because there is a slight problem with the case that I was going to use with it, that you can't normally control the RGB properly. But with this, I absolutely can. That's a game changer, in fact. So that's good news. In fact, they got a couple of RGBs, which is good, because they're, funny enough, the B850 motherboard didn't have it, which you kind of, I guess it's not a necessity, but it's expected more in this day and age. But looks good. I guess we would need to actually build it to test it further, so that is on the agenda to go today. So gotta say, using the iPhone makes such a difference to, I think I was just using a webcam last time and the quality was so bad. The reason I was reluctant to use the iPhone is because, well, it's my phone. It's a pain in the ass not having your phone available when you need it. But I think I can work with it today. That's a bottle opener. I guess I could have used that, but I want an opening knife. That's what I need. Or a UK shank, as we call them. Not a UK shank, we call them shanks in the UK, that's what I meant. Shut up. So, I haven't even gone to the process of actually looking in this box for the CPU. I'm hoping it's in there, otherwise I've been bamboozled and I can't do much today. So, I mean, it looks like there will be a CPU in here at least. So, there you go. That is indeed a AM5. If the camera works good enough to see. Yeah, so that is better than before. I'm going to switch out for my product shots where I'm not on the screen. AMD's, probably point at the camera, that would help. AM5 7400F. Basically I don't know if there's a more entry level CPU, but this is like the very lowest tier entry level, which is still very capable for AM5 to my knowledge, and I kind of wanted to get it to test it, especially with this motherboard. I thought it would be the perfect kind of budget combination. I'm sure there's probably like an A board that's either out or coming out that will be better, but B850 is normally a better compromise, I would say. So let's get that CPU installed. I find it interesting using LGA sockets on AM4 after all. AM5, sorry. On AMD is the better way to describe it, should I say. Using LGA on AMD seems really weird now, but it is completely the norm. And then, so it should just be like the old Intel ones that you pop off after getting that under the bracket, the shield comes away. Simple as that. I'll show that in a bit later. Cool, that's that done. The SSD I'm actually going to use is in the PC up there right now, so not going to bother using that. I guess I can populate the RAM, and then I will install the CPU cooler. Hopefully it's got AM5 compatibility. I'm sure it does at this stage, but I didn't really think to check that beforehand, so here's hoping that's all okay. Let's grab both of those, shall we? Oh, that's the RAM anyway. Here's the CPU cooler we're using today. Nice, cheap and cheerful Game Max Ice Force Black. Let's swap out that fan here for one of the ones that's going to match the case, because the aesthetics will be a lot better, in my opinion. Usually it actually goes kind of well with the Infinity, but I want to make it all match. Look a lot more sleek. Sleek the right word? Hopefully sleek's the right word. Sleek is the word I think I'm looking for. I guess we can get the RAM out. Again, I haven't even gone to the length of checking this before, so hopefully it's A-OK. Going a bit blinded. Ready to go in a bit later. Let's pop that to one side. Hopefully the headset sounds a lot better. I kind of tweaked a few things. It's not the perfect headset to use, and I'll look at some long-term solutions, but those long-term solutions are going to cost me money. Okay. Interestingly, I'm sure I ordered white RGB. I'm not too upset that it's not white RGB, because it's actually a black setup. A black theme build I'm going for. Sounds a bit complicated, but my part is pretty easy. Someone else programs all the cuts for the jobs. All they do is load the programming. Oh, okay. So they've basically got it sussed out that you need to do your part, but you can kind of do other stuff in the background at least. It's quite chill. It's kind of the perfect setup, really, if you are working. Something that you don't have to just... like with office work, where you have to talk to people constantly, you kind of left to your own devices and listen to what you want to in the meantime. I think I prefer that setup overall. It's so annoying that this is jittery, but there really is nothing I can do. So I'm trying to tighten up the bolts as much as possible. It's still always going to be torque. Maybe it's because I've got like a mat. Maybe that hasn't helped, but if I don't have a mat, the service is too hard for parts. So put that to the side for a moment. You can tell the colours are a bit washed out. I don't know if I should just try and correct it a little bit on the fly. That'll do. I can't be able to do much more than that. It sounds pretty chill. As chill as things can be, at least. Just gotta make sure they have AM5 instructions. Just noticed my camera started lagging. Tried to set it up with a USB connection and it wasn't having any of it, so I had to go to Wi-Fi, and of course, Wi-Fi has problems of its own. like now. God's sake. Anyway, it seems to have caught up again. So core does have AM5 instructions, that's good news. Hello the Fabs. Hola, Sebastian, if you can hear me. Seba, hola. Probably really confusing whenever my voice coming out the TV. So I'm probably not going to need that. I need the AM5 stuff, which is the same as AM4, which I've actually done this before, and it's pretty straightforward, so that's good news. What I will need to do, oh yeah, I was going to populate the RAM. I've already begun to do that. I'm just getting shit everywhere. Oh well. It's going to shrink me down a little bit. That's better. At least you can see the whole motherboard rather than my fat head. So yes, I didn't actually explain the RAM. So Crucial DDR5 6000 megatrans? I don't think that's right. Megahertz. It's not megatransfers per second. I think that labeling's wrong. Unless I'm mistaken. Megahertz should be. Interesting. As long as it works, I don't care. Looks nice though. It's going to suit the build, which is weird because I ordered white, I'm pretty sure. Like I mentioned, but not devastated if it's not white. Because it will suit the build much better. Going to... Gonna need to top up my water in a second. Just want to double check something. Sorry, just wanted to double check one thing. So, yeah, it was in the right position. It just like didn't feel right because the box kind of sunk in when I pushed it, I guess. So that was working a lot better than last week anyway, or a couple of weeks ago when I last streamed. At least in my opinion. I mean, I could have played around with the camera settings on this. And it's far from my perfect streaming setup, but using the instruments that I've already got available, a lot better. Like progressively getting better every week. There we go, I think that's it again. It's a nice looking RAM. I like the, I'm gonna have to put one out to show, which is annoying because I just have to start trying to get that in the first place. Don't know if it's gonna come up well on the photo, but it's kind of like, what's the word, like polygram? Polygram, is that the word? Interesting looking corners anyway. So that's installed now to move on to the CPU cooler. always make sure to take this off. This is imperative, otherwise you will not have a good time. You will have high temperatures on your PC. Always take that off. What I'll do is I'm going to take this fan off completely, and in fact, maybe I'll grab the fan I'm going to replace it with now. Because I'm going for the aesthetics. I want the fans to be matching. So let's take that out, get that on the bracket. I guess I can go through the process, setting everything up, and then I will put the fan in when it's time. So need to make sure when I'm streaming to get like a big bottle of water. I'm very posh of me saying. Big bottle of water. Just the LTT screwdriver. Chuck these straight into the metal waste because I never ever use these. Like, there's not many coolers that use this bracket anymore. They always have them pre-installed. And the kind of brackets, I suppose AIO coolers use them sometimes. They're not very common, at least to my knowledge. So if I'm right by thinking, how do I do this again? Need to get the standoffs. That's right. This isn't my first rodeo. Put the standoffs in the corner. Yeah. Put the screws in, and then bracket through the screws, I think. So this, yeah, that kind of balances on there. Not balances per se, you put the screw in one of these 4 screws. I actually like this design by GameX. This is pretty good considering the cost. I think this cost me about £12 retail, maybe a bit more thinking about it. Trade price, should I say. But they have a decently thought out design. I'll get that. Maybe it's almost too strong on the screwdriver. There we go. Switch that. Once that's gripped, I will go. Should I put it all the way down? I guess I can put it all the way down. There's no harm in that. Helps that one grip easier as well. Perhaps is the mic quality okay? I made some changes to it, so I'm hoping it comes across okay on stream. It sounded all right for me when I was testing earlier. As all right as it can be for a Xbox headset, at least. Get these brackets lined up. That's good. Thank you for letting me know, Deli. And the sound, everything, the music and everything coming across okay. I always end up rushing to get my streams done last minute. I'm so disorganized. Fine is really good. Fine is better than shit. As I said, as I keep mentioning, the quality of the just the mic quality of the headset overall Do I use Game Max thermal paste? Music is a good volume too. This is excellent. Nah, we don't use Game Max. We use this stuff. To the cross method. I don't actually know what the most efficient way of. I mean, it's always the same with thermal paste. It doesn't really matter too much, as long as you have like a pea-sized amount on there. But there's normally like a perfect layout for CPU coolers where you put the thermal paste down there. It gives the perfect even ratio of spreading when you squeeze the cooler down. I don't know what it is for. I don't know if it's like, it's probably like old Intel, I guess, because it's an LGA socket. So this one, it's lined up. There we go. Can't tell if they're both on. Yeah, I think so. It's a nice design, this cooler as well, to be fair, I think. Make sure I do both sides so it evenly presses down on the CPU. I think it looks very sleek. I'm using the word sleek. Very smart. Smart is a better word than sleek. So that side down. You don't really want to over tighten because that causes great thermal issues. So I think as enough as I can feel it resisting when I'm trying to turn it like that is good enough for me. Just grabbing a forward-facing fan because I'm going to use this instead of the default fan that comes with the cooler. It's ARGB connected as well, isn't it? Yep, cool, perfect. Read one of the reviews. Just say again. Read one of the reviews says this isn't got these don't have ARGB, but it's not right. I can see it's clear as day. So that's how it's got to go because we've got the infinity mirrors here. Yeah, like that. Oops, I just taken off the wrapper and I've instantly smudged the side. Oh, well, I'll clean that up in a second, that's fine. I'd rather take off the wrapper now. I've got to try and remember how these brackets go so I can even get it installed. God. No, no, it's fine. For a second I wouldn't be able to install it then. But that isn't a problem even in the slightest. He says. No, that is right. Yeah, there's only one way it can go on. There we go. Got on the other side as well. There we go. That was. Normally I have like an absolute gonna say ball leg. I think I've kind of done that the wrong way around, but I don't think that's gonna be a problem because it's gonna make cable management even easier for me. Which is good news. It's even easier to tuck it away like this. So I accidentally did the right thing. There we go. Perfectly tucked in that cable there. See, look at that. And I guess I can do the same with the ARGB connection. And there's enough leeway for me to take out the top, which is good news. Perfect. So, other than the SSD, which I obviously can't take right now because it's in my PC. I've got the crap in the bin. I've actually come to realise that these Intel screws are very useful for X99 things. So I'm actually going to keep everything else can go. I actually realised I need to go and get one thing from downstairs because I think I might have mentioned this earlier. Did the stream cut off or something? I just got a message from Stream Elements telling me that I'm live. And I was like, well, I've been live for the last half an hour, no? Strange. Check the stuff in the recycling. So yes, I was talking about it. This is a sample board that I haven't even had time to make the I always get these two mixed up. IO shield. So I'm gonna have to. My first thought was just to put it on my test bed, but I actually want to properly use this as like an office PC for a little while to test it thoroughly. My mobile doesn't want to load the stream, but it's in a work day for me. Time to drive home. I'll catch you soon. Thank you for being here, Delo. Yeah, I think my stream cut out or something because Stream Elements told me I'd gone offline, but this is what it is. Have a good day, man. Thank you for stopping by. I'm actually going to be back in 2 seconds because I've got to go and get the 3D printed IO plate. So I'll be 2. Again, I've come back and I forgot to unmute myself. But I need to BRB anyways, because, as you can see, I was using 3D printed IO shield. And it becomes very difficult using an incorrect knife. So I'm going to see what I've got downstairs that would be easier. I need a standing blade, basically. And I know we've got one, but our house is a bit topsy-turvy at the moment. Let me see what I can find. I'll be 2 seconds, sorry. I'm back and I remembered to unmute my microphone this time. And I've got an appropriate knife this time. Good old Stanley. I'm going to try and do this as quick as possible. Normally this takes me absolute age to do. Absolutely reckon it's one of the box, but I don't really need it, so... Such a faff. I don't know why I bother sometimes, but I think I prefer something being there. It really bugs me when there's no IO shield. Even if this isn't really doing anything. Cool, that's done. So I do this a lot. I look at it, I'm like, yep, perfect, and then I always forget where I need to actually cut. So having a look at this. One, two, three, four. 4 squares along. So I need to start cutting down from 4 squares along. I think from a Zivalent position from before, so yeah, we'll do on the 4th square, we'll go about the same height as before. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, we'll do here. Really snapped off the wrong bit then. Start thinking like, oh, I've just got to snap it off now. Which would be a bad idea because I need this kind of bit in the middle. So now that's done, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 squares along. kind of just going for it as well. I need to do a bit of tidying up. Let's fix up these squares here. Absolutely destroy this box, but I don't know what else I could kind of use instead. Such dramatic sounds as well. Is that better? I realised there is a label here. Probably just says B850. But that is such an annoying position as well. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that off. No, I might be able to get it off. I guess I can live with it if I have to, but I'd rather not. I was trying to work out what this actually was. I need like... I'm just going to use this knife to lift it off. That's like a thing they left on in the factory or something. It's going to bug me if I don't take it off now though. Off it comes. Can't get a good grip on it here. It's so close to coming off. I ended up accidentally cutting a bit, which I don't know if it's going to make my life easier or worse. If I can't get it, I can't get it, I guess. I got most of it. It's annoying. I'm not going to be able to see it. No one else is going to be able to see it. It's going to annoy me that I know that it's there. Say the way. Cool, that's going well. So, next bit. I wonder if we go 3 high and I wonder if I just chop straight from there down. So there'll be 5 along, 4 down. Oh, this is double check height as well, sorry. So 4 up. 4 up, 5 along. It's not the carrier's position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 along. That one. I think that's going to work out. Okay. Then there's like a reset button, is it? Or like a BIOS button or something. We then go trying to work out to do So take out. My brain's just not quite functioning. There's a button that I'm trying to kind of create freedom for. It sounds so dramatic. Create space for. I think I cut. If I do these kind of this patch of 6, then I'll work my way from there. I think that would be better. Just give you an idea of what I'm working with after. There we go, that's done. So that means the button is now clickable from the I/O shield, and then I would say from there we're going to need to do, I would say 4 along and 4 up as well. Good news is there's not much I/O after this. And I'm going to be able to I overshot then. I've accidentally snapped the wrong bit. I think that'll be okay though, actually. Yeah, I think that's fine. Doesn't look the best, but nobody's going to see that side. So that's kind of where the I/O will sit, and I'll need to do, I'm going to say 5 along, 2 up and 5 along from the left. I've overshot then again. Oops. Well, I'm kind of doing this. I'm not in a hurry, but rushing it along. I think I'd be a lot more delicate. Thing is, I'm not going to access most of this stuff anyway, even though I will. Maybe the USB ports. That's done. Do. That's it. I don't think I have use for this multi-tool anymore, or this knife. He says. But I think that's it. And now I can actually put the. I'll get the case out of this box. I'm going to use the knife. I already told a lie. To get the case out. Absolutely wrecked this motherboard box. Can you see the state of that? Jesus. Let's put the motherboard to the one side while I grab the case out. It's not going to be the first time I've used this case, to be fair. This will be the 4th or 5th, actually. Wow. We'll go front facing because we don't need my other camera yet. I should get in the habit of taking out the box before going on stream. I think that would be better. A better approach, at least. Because otherwise I've got to faff about getting out of the box on stream. Okay, so we'll do that. Still one of my favourite fixes. I think I've ever seen. But like, standard fish tank, which is half of the course. I wonder if these are starting to come out of fashion. This has been the meta for the last, I want to say 2 years now. Worry about knocking over my water there, I'm just going to move that. The problem is with making gravity do the work, but sometimes it gets stuck. It's always on these corner bits. I'm going to retrieve them out. Now we'll slow down. Oops. Touched the camera about 10 times then. Upside down. So how many pieces have I done in this build? In this case, is this the? I think this is maybe on stream by second. I'm trying to think, did I do one on stream before? I don't remember. Yeah, I fermented CIT Eclipse case. Realize the camera's not quite. You can look it out. I'll take some good product shots after. Let's pop off the panels. People. One of our bugbears, I'm sure I bring this up every time. These are thumb screws. People over tighten these to make it very annoying. People to open, like me. Meant to be thumb tight, so you can easily access the panel when you need to. You don't have to run out and grab a screwdriver. I'm gonna guess these aren't thumb tight either, so let's undo these ready. Just leave these until the last minute to put back on, because we want freedom to build. Okay. First things first, motherboard installation, I guess, and that nearly said IO shield. Pristine quality IO shield. Look at that. At least it goes with the theme, right? Problem is the plastic used here. I don't think it is the most durable, so it kind of bends. So you kind of have to hold the motherboard in place when you screw. Let's double check the holes are in the right place already as well. So let's screw at the bottom, which is unusual, I guess. I could probably, I don't know whether to take that one out. Wouldn't cause it shorting, I'd imagine. Oh, that would help. There we go. Yeah, with the 3D printed IO shields, you kind of got to just kind of wedge the board in place, and then it holds the IO shield. It looks alright. Ish. No, it looks okay. Genuinely. I realise I've done that, but all the screws are going to be behind it. So I made a rip of my own back, and now I'm going to have to try and undo the screw packet from here. Shoot. Should have looked at that beforehand. Oh no. Can someone... I wonder if I can stealthily get the screw... No! Oh. Nothing stealthy about that. I haven't got my screwdriver. I should grab that. There we go. I'll wedge that in. I'm gonna put the screws. I normally like to use a tray. Oh, I do have a tray somewhere. Yeah, I do. I remember. It's magnetic on my table's leg. So let's get the motherboard installed. As a reminder, the SSD is not going to be installed just yet. I think I've been wondering about. Oops. God damn it. I've been wondering about upgrading the SSD to 2 terabytes. So I've got. This is mostly for like testing games and stuff. It's not my main PC for playing games. And I've got gigabit Ethernet. So like downloading stuff isn't too complicated, generally speaking. I just got oh god. Dropping everything. Try that again. Let's get this into place before I screw that up any further. I actually realised the button. Ah, that's cool. I was going to say the button, I think it's like a BIOS button or a reset button or something, wasn't exposed properly because of the printed shield. I realised the USB ports aren't actually exposed that well either. I kind of bend this back. By fractions, I don't think I could access that USB port. God, I should really amend that. It's just so where I haven't cut this properly. It's causing me problems, so I'm gonna have to cut that. Damn it. Where did I just put the motherboard box? Here. My cutting board box. This has now changed to. Needs to be careful. Don't want to knock the case off the table. I just want to tidy that up a little bit more. Don't know if just doing this bit will be enough. I wonder if I need to go up 2 squares more. Sorry, a bit janky way of doing this, but I think that's better. I think that will work. Let's get that get this motherboard box back out of the way, and then we'll try that again. Back here. Right, let's get that reinstalled again for the billionth time. GPU I'm not going to install either because again that's in my streaming PC has the Intel B850 ARC B850, and I really want to reuse that. I've really been meaning to test it for long form content, so I'm going to reuse that. But yeah, it's in use at the moment on the stream. Funny enough, I haven't tested for gaming streaming yet, but it's actually been holding up quite well. So it's going to look kind of basic, this PC, once it's done, because it's not going to have the GPU and that installed. But oops, just smacked my head with the camera. I noticed the fans aren't going to match 100%. They're very similar though. Like, I don't know how easy it would be to tell that they are different. Oh well. Just have to rock and roll with it. I remembered we're actually going to install some at the bottom as well for the core RGB fan aesthetic. A couple more screws in the motherboard. Actually, probably going to be one of my quickest builds ever. If I'm done by 10, that's a record for me. I'm normally too distracted to actually get it done. If I can get it done before 10, I'll be elated. Elated is probably an exaggeration, but I'll be happy. Happy is the word I'm looking for. My iFixit kit's over there, and I want to grab this lost standoff out. Or I could use pliers. Do it the lazy way. The problem is pliers' chance of scratching everything, so I will do the iFixit kit. Even though I kind of have to stumble across the camera to get there. Sorry about that. Let's grab that standoff and take that out. Yeah, with a bit more time, I'm going to make this kind of overhead setup look a lot better. But it's working fine enough. I mean, it makes me look as pale as a ghost, even more pale than I normally am, which is saying something. What I should do is plug this in there, and then you can control the rest of the RGBs for me. Oh no. I need to put the... No, that actually wouldn't work. I'm going to run that through because there's going to be a controller on the other end which needs to go into the motherboard, etc, etc, etc. Cool. That's the motherboard installed at least. Shall we install some fans? I don't really see that well. I need to play with the brightness settings. I'm not going to do it now. You just have to. You'll have to live with it, I'm afraid. One day I will. Crazy good camera. Don't know the best way of. What's the best viewing angle where I can actually install it. Wonder if I do it through the top again. If you can kind of see it. I wonder if I should just do it this way. I'll do that. So I've got 4 of this one. I realised they're not quite. I was kind of hoping they were going to be exactly the same. They're going to look fractionally different, but it might make a nice contrast in the end. A lot of RGB fans. A lot of cooling for quite a. It's not weak. It's not a weak build. It's low power. Low power. Low power the right way. It's budget. This PC box have got so expensive that it makes me feel like a budget, but budget AM5. I'll stand up to this. Let's put all these screws in the pot. So yeah, I've got reverse fans because we want air to come in through the bottom. We want that to be intake more or less. The reverse is good because air will go up and it will look better. Aesthetic wise. So 3 reverse fans to go at the bottom. Unpill these before I install them. Okay, I can clean them after. So we won't really need this if I put fans in there. So we'll do it that way round. Put the cables in. Probably need to unravel these in a second. But let's just get them tied up for now. Just loosely put these in. So I can adjust them at the bottom. Screwdriver is really good for. Is it only? No, I'm going to say not only for this, but this is one of the best things about it. The torque is so convenient for installing fans. Cool. Actually, there's not going to be a lot of leak. I just usually want them to kind of butt up against each other, so. I will aim to do that. So it's the same. loosely screw that in. That's that one. Final fan. Ooh. Did I forget to pull it? I'm not going to see the back side of it, so I can kind of leave that on without thinking about it really. But definitely not the front. One loss, oh, two loss screws. Yeah, two. Let's hope if I can count properly. So let's line these up. I think I want them kind of bunched up against each other. So kind of where they are, I think is okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll do. Actually, wasn't many adjustments to be made there. Kind of worked out all right. Tightened up, and then routes and cables. Still the power supply, and that's actually surprisingly all there is to do. Yeah, the big graphics card and the SSD I'm gonna have to do tomorrow. Basically after this stream I will DDU uninstall the oh no. I don't need to. I'll just take out the graphics card to this day because I'm going to move the SSD over. I think that should be fine. Hoping AM4 to AM5 SSD swap doesn't cause any problems and I'm not going to have to reinstall or whatever. Yeah, just move the graphics card into this one. There's the plan of action and the SSD. Do that tomorrow. I think that's every screw done. Yeah. That's that. So, shape on the front. I realise I should probably plug in the standing desk so I could raise it up and be easier to see. You see? 3 fans at the bottom. And an additional replacement fan for the cooler itself, so it will match all the other fans. Yeah, I didn't actually realise when I ordered them, but there's like the centerpiece is black on these ones and silver on the others. But actually, you know what? It doesn't actually look too bad. It creates like the contrast that I mentioned before. A lot of cable management to do, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Is what it is. Such as life of a PC builder. I'll do all this stuff before doing the power supply. So the power supply after the cable management, I think. Magnetic as well, fan controller, if I wasn't mistaken. So I guess what I'm going to do is actually uncable tie the fans, or the cables for the fans, in preparation for installing. So, not going to bother taking out all the cables to show you, but this is the fan controller. So, I'm going to get everything installed on this. I'm hoping there's enough. Saying that, there isn't enough connections, but you can daisy chain the current band, so in fact I will do that right now. I'm going to try it later. Same with the the PWM. How peculiar, there's like 2 spare ARGBs but 3 PWM. I don't know why they've been separated or not. Well, I don't know why there's difference. Why would you have 3 on one and not the other? But just tying up the daisy chain on this end. We'll just put the bottom 3 fans together and then on one. But I thought that wasn't going to go in then. So we'll do the same for this one, and these can run to the controller. Just take up one slot. Already got some cable jangling on underneath. Let's untie that already before I make it even worse. Okay. Ah, interesting. Oh no, it's not that interesting. The reset switch can change the colour, but I'll actually just use it as a reset switch this time because we've got ARGB on the motherboard. So, I struggle to cable management sometimes with, not that I don't do it, but it's a pain in the arse to cable management with one of these controllers. I think what I'm going to do is tie it up before. No. I'll work out with the fans whether I can daisy chain those as well, but I'll straight into the controller. What would be tidier? Maybe I could daisy chain. Thing is, they're all going to be running at the same speeds anyway, so maybe I'll daisy chain. And we only need one to connect into the controller. Might make cable management a fraction easier. It says. Is there a cable that'll come all the way through? Yes. We'll daisy chain that one as well. So that way I can keep the starter at the bottom. Let's run the front panel audio now, so we can tidy that away. No HD LED. Kind of unusual, but not that anyone ever cares or really needs it, but unusual that it doesn't come with it. That's that done. Plug in USB headers. No USB 3, but the motherboard also doesn't have the USB 3. USB-C, should I say. Neither on the case or the motherboard. Which is interesting, not a big deal. I don't really use much stuff with USB-C typically on a PC anyway. But I know that more and more modern day motherboards are actually using it. Might be a thick. The answer is probably. Okay, just didn't seem right, but that's it. So HD audio needs to go left hand side. Actually, we're streaming left hand side because most motherboards are on the left. Audio. Yes. Okay. Now you're all daisy chained. I think. What if I've done that in the incorrect order though? So yeah, I've done something slightly wrong. Not too dramatically wrong. We need female to be the last point of call. So for this fan, we'll do female, so male, then we daisy chain off of that. Male, female. Male, female. Cable management is going to be interesting. So, yeah. If I plonk the controller on the back now, it's not a strong magnet. Yeah? Really? There we go. That's really ugly. Hey Sampo, how's it going? Don't know if you can see that well. Look at that absolute mess of a cable management that I've got to do. Just a mess. Could do the lazy way and just, I guess it's my own personal office rig, so it doesn't matter. I'm not going out to a customer if it's slightly untidy, although I will hate myself for it. It's just so ugly. It's just like a rat's nest that's going to be attached to the controller up here. Do I want to faff about actually trying to tidy it up though? Not going to see it, so I'm going to be lazy. Just zip tie it all up the easy way. If it's a personal build, I would say get it to power on, and that's all that matters. No, do some cable management to make your life easier going forward, but never really stress about it. When it comes to customers builds, of course, I have to go the extra mile, make sure it looks tidy. Saying that, cable mesh doesn't look too bad when it's zip tied together. But I hope, actually, bugger. I realise that the controller's arms that lot, but I actually need. Oops. The controller with the ARGB cable to go to the motherboard. See, you are a daisy chainer, but you also go to the motherboard as well, right? If I'm not mistaken. Oh no, actually, doesn't look like it is. 5-volt power. There's the motherboard cable. That's what I was looking for. Right, there we go. Okay, so no, that's not a problem. We can make that run perfectly. So the camera angle I need to work on a little bit. Or I need to raise the desk maybe. Maybe raising the desk next time. This is a sensible move. I forgot to plug in my desk, as strange as that sentence sounds. So let's undo CPU caller RGB cable tie. It's a long sentence. Gotta make this complicated by not doing it early. Can I get it to reach without undoing it? Probably not. Oh, no, I can do it. Okay. Don't have to untie it. Which is great because I'm lazy. Or being lazy, should I say. Cool. Then you can go straight to the motherboard, because now we can control all the RGBs from the motherboard directly. I wonder if I should do some more cable management before installing the power supply. That's what it's sensible. Oh, excuse me. need to leave Molex, SATA exposed. So we've got all that. Magnets are very strong. Let's plug in the ARGB connection from the controller. That way everything will be controlled by the motherboard itself. Hopefully it'll work with OpenRGB, because OpenRGB is much better than the guff RGB stuff that you get. Let's put that cable back through. Should we tidy that up? There we go. I think we're in a position to now install the power supply. The good thing is about this case is, although I've been a bit lazy with the cable management, you can't really tell that much, because Stank's hard them well. Just grab the power supply. This is just a spare power supply I had kind of laying around. 700 watts, it's going to be overkill. I know, not the most reputable company, but for this kind of hardware, I don't think it's going to be any issue really. CIT FX Pro 700 watt. Got a few of these in stock that I need to kind of go through, so thought why not better than test it on myself, though. Sometimes leave the cable ties on when I'm using fish tank and then kind of route it around. I don't know if we're going to have enough slack to do it this time. No, I'm not. Yeah, sometimes I use like cable extensions. I just leave this completely wrapped up as it is, and then just extend from there. I'm not going to be able to this time. So yeah, basic 700 watt bronze power supply, nothing amazing. Be fine for this build. So I'm aiming for 10 PM finish. That's not a hard limit, that's more like a goal. And we've got 50 minutes? Just short of 50 minutes? I reckon I can get this done. So this is basically it. It's just a power supply and maybe a bit of cable management, and we're good to go. And then I can actually put this motherboard through its paces, get it tested properly, make sure that it runs well, and then look to stock some. It's the plan. So if this works out well, this will be one of my high-end pre-builds. Pre-built custom gaming PCs, should we say. I don't know why, I kind of hate, not hate the term, but pre-built always just sounds kind of gross. Custom's true to an extent, they have custom options. Who is this? Who are you? Who am I? Hello. I stream. You go to street. Go to street and go to sleep. Boys only allowed. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? Are you abroad right now? I guess because you didn't stream today, you were probably out working, right? Oh no, you didn't catch the norovirus, did you? So he thought you were at the incubation period. He lied. He got you on purpose, I reckon. Can I have some norovirus, please? I don't know if you can see the motherboard. This is the B850. It showed earlier on stream. I realised my brightness is a bit too dark, maybe. Are you? So you're bedbound now, Dean? Scratcher got you sick. He's heartless sometimes. Can't see the inside. I'll explain later. But the motherboard is a sample. Yesterday was tough. Yeah, you didn't stream yesterday, did you? Or did you? I can't remember. What day is it? I was asking if you caught it before, and Scratcher was like, no, it's fine now. No, out of the incubation period. No. He's a liar. Pants on fire. He did it purposely to sabotage you. I'm having a hard time with these cables. They're not the best, to be honest. They are fluffy. So are the cables. And he calls it a norovirus, but he doesn't know it's a norovirus. It's just a stomach bug. So you know. You don't be telling the truth. Let's run it through the top line, shall we? He's telling porkies. Well, you see, the reason I made him mod is because he's one of my only 2 viewers ever. Yeah, silence is only for the host, Scratcher. You can't just choose someone to silence. I'm afraid it's just not how it works. That was terrible. I hate that cable. I should have got cable extensions. Not showing you properly. Too dark. I need to raise. I'm going to raise the brightness. Oh, you've now timed her out for like minutes, and she's one of my like three viewers. Bring her back now. Bring her back. I can't afford to lose the viewership. No. I don't actually know. Let me see if I can get it up on mod for you. There you go. Like one of my 3 viewers, and you got rid of it. You actually need sleep. Get some sleep in. Rest your head. Good night, Bean. I hope you feel better. Maxsun. Sorry, yeah, I was going to change the brightness. I realise it's a bit dark. Kind of like the mood shot, but that's too much. That's not what I want. Maybe I just whack up the brightness a little bit. There we go. Is that better? There you go. I don't know, that's too exposed now. You can see how pale I am. Look at that. So yeah, I don't like this cable here. It looks really ugly. Bunches up and all that. But I don't have cable extensions to hand that would go well, so looks great. Well, that's all I needed to know. Thank you. You're playing Arkham Knight on the Fire Stick. How was that? Is that through like Luna or whatever it's called? Or is that through like the PC? I've heard that Arkham Knight holds up so well. Graphically, one of the best looking games of its generation. This cable smell. As strange as it sounds, it smells like fucking fox piss. Through moonlight, right. Gaming mode has 70 milliseconds input lag. That doesn't sound great. I mean, the technology's cool. No graphics card yet for this PC, as I mentioned before, because we're installing a B850. Oh, that's super rough. I guess like with a controller and that, you can kind of put up with a delay in it. What's it like for a game like Batman? Because I'd imagine sometimes you kind of need the responsiveness, like when you're playing enemies. Yeah. Imagine like for reaction times, it's probably not the best as well. Pure speculation at this point. Driving the car is a bit tricky, but it's playable. One of the things you can do to improve the latency, thing is you're going to get a bit of latency through your TV as well, just naturally. So I'm actually nearly done. I'm doing this the lazy way. I'm not going full ham on the cable management. But like I said, the fish tanks are kind of really forgiving when it comes to cable management and but I only get. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, because your TV's not made for, or hasn't really got like gaming mode at the moment. Or like, I guess it's got a gaming mode, but it's not like modern day gaming mode on TVs, where they're like latencies. Like with the OLED, my latency is something like 10 milliseconds or something. It's like one of the lowest latencies of all the gaming monitors and stuff you can get. OLED is really quick. It's super satisfying. And like, it's good to play competitive shooters on, but kind of too big to play competitive shooters on, if you feel me. I think that's actually everything done now. Bit of cable management, but that's it. Gonna do some cable ties at the back here, because the GPU, as I keep mentioning, the GPU and the SSD are going to be installed tomorrow because they're in my rig that I'm using right now. So that's surprisingly quick for me. Surprisingly, I was able to get it done without many headaches. I thought the IO shield was going to take a lot longer. But, happy to say, it didn't. I'm going to use Velcro to tie this up because the cable ties have got very long enough. We can do a power on test and make sure that everything comes on. Other than that, I think we are going to be fine, guys. You feel me? Oh, I wonder if I need to install the reset control after all for the RGB, because I need to transfer the power over essentially. I'll figure that out. Just grab my scissors. What do you think of the lighting and everything, Scratcher? You think it looks alright? I've spent a lot of time kind of trying to get it as good as possible. End up putting up the white screen here just because shadows were quite harsh otherwise. And I know there's shadows obviously here now, but trying to improvise. The lighting and setup and everything. How does it look visually? How do I sound audially? Don't think that's a word. Right. Well, seeing me is important. Too bright or good bright? Good bright. Not Interstellar. So it's not Interstellar. What? You kidding me? You telling me this ain't IMAX? I'd watch me in IMAX. I think we are pretty much good to go. Done cable management at the back here. I'll show it off. It's not that special. Ryzen by the controller, as I mentioned, but you have to see it. So I don't care. I live life on the wild side. I'm gonna have to go under the desk to get the power cable because it fell from the cable management bit. And I need to rejig the cable management again. Ow, smacked my head 100 times. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to actually have to grab the power cable from around here. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to. I promise. Felt my ass on camera probably. Yeah. Okay. We have to move the table back. Need to get a longer, well, I don't need to get a longer, I need to install a longer cable. We get a drum roll. We get a drum roll. Will it boot? I don't. It's going to be hard to see it. Drum roll. That power cable was too short. Damn it. We're going to have to do the worst power on test I've ever seen. We'll do it this way. Make sure it's on first, shall I? You ready? Reveal. Woohoo! I think that's it then. Nice. Is nice. Very nice. It's annoying that the cable's not long enough, but I want to show it off. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I've got a spare cable here, actually. That might be a better way to do it. Can we do it this way? So it can be viewed on stream. Go back with the table. There you go. Need to work on. Well, I just need to raise the desk in the future. That would go a long way. But before 10 o'clock, I managed to complete a PC. It's unheard of for me. In fact, it only took me not even 2.5 hours. Less. So what can I say? All the fans look really good. You can't even tell that they're not all the same as well. Sounds. I can just feel the power. Say that not power, but like feel all the fans going on. Very cool. So one thing I'm gonna have to do is move the reset switch to here so I can pass the controls back to the motherboard. Let's just do that quickly before we seal the case. Now I'm going to route that back through. I regret installing it. Just unravel this cable a little bit. Oops, got my switch shut off there. There we go. Hey Ahmed, what's going on? Just running the reset cable back to the controller just so I can pass over the RGBs to the motherboard, as strange as that sentence is. Because I think if I leave the reset switch in the case, I'm not going to be able to pass the ARGB over for the motherboard to control it. So put that back in. And then we'll tidy this back up, and then we'll seal the case and call it a day. The world's quickest PC build? No, it's not. My quickest PC build on the stream, though. Because the GPU and the SSD are going to be installed tomorrow. Let's get that back panel back on, shall we? Yeah, absolute rat's nest of cables. Don't look at that. It's my office PC, so I'm not going to be super thorough with the cable management. Just wanted to get it working. I can't see it now. What cable management? I need to figure out a good system to cable manage. What's the word I'm looking for? Around the controller. It's always such a faff, and I'm spending ages kind of cable tying. Go drop the screw. Tidy up as I go along. A little bit of shrapnel. Yeah, I don't know where that screw's gone. I'm going to find it in my travels tomorrow, I'm sure. Let's get rid of all this. Give it a tidy up job now. We'll do one last power on test with. Should I unpeel? I guess I can unpeel the plastic, right? Should we do an on-stream peeling? Unpeeling? I think we should. It's going to be for personal use, anyways. So clean. Unfortunately, the mirror, the camera, and the light doesn't do the glass justice. So I'll take some shots with it, with the glass. So we can have a proper look at this build later down the line. See the ring light bouncing, everything else basically. So should we do? Knowing I haven't got the screw, let me get rid of that. Put it in the bin. I think it fell on my feet, but I can't find it for love nor money. Oh well, we'll get that tomorrow. So one last power on test, shall we do? I haven't even tested posting yet, and I can't really because I've got no graphics card installed, as I keep saying. So I'm hoping it's actually going to display tomorrow. Would help if I powered it. Are you ready? Look at that. All RGB fanned up. Gonna raise the higher test next time, so I have to do that. Well, I'm not really a fan of just like colors in RGB. Colors. I like just using just plain white, for example. That looks kind of cool. That's kind of cool, actually. I find it too distracting in the background. My ADHD brain can't take it. Got to cycle through to get all the plain colours here. Just flash in. We'll get that. Still. So that's what I want, basically. All plain white. I think this is the solid colours now. That's it. This is kind of what I like at the moment. Simplistic, minimal, but also with a bit of flair. But there, yeah, I think that's it. That's at least for the stream, and then I will tidy up the rest tomorrow. We'll put the GPU in here into what B850, and we'll give this a proper stress test. We'll test out the motherboard and we'll make sure it's all good for pre-builds going forward, I think. Yeah, but yeah, thank you for anyone that's still here. Rare treat of me actually being able to complete a PC in decent time as well, so makes a nice change. Yeah, thank you for being here, and I will see you guys the next time. I won't be here next Thursday. Leaving already. I'm done. Won't be here next Thursday because I'm going on my stag do on the Friday. But I will aim to be back the following weekend. And then in the meantime, been kind of bogged down on the website stuff. So hoping to have that done and then carry on with content. Need to do some more shorts. Really need to work on the long form content. That's kind of my goal. Once I've done the website. That's a long-term goal, long form content. Yeah, thank you, Scratcher, for being here. I did notice you. I always notice you. Until next time, thank you once again, and I'll see you guys soon.